Hey guys, I'm Chris, and this is Casey.
Hi guys!
What do you want to talk about?
So the issue we were seeing today was that like the flat earth thing has arisen again, which is interesting because it feels like such a recent sort of
Yeah, well I was thinking about that.
rise in that.
Yeah, right, it's like gained popularity, it's exploded.
Yeah.
So my theory on that is whether it's right or not, and I'm not disparaging anybody on either side of that movement, okay? I want to get that clear. Most people do. They like get tribal about it. I'm not doing it. I'm keeping an open mind. Mm-hmm. It's just fascinating to think about anything like this. I like to prove different ideas. I like to think about, well, how do we know what shape the surface we're on is? Like, there are interesting reasons. Like, this goes back to the Greeks and stuff. Like, people should think about this.
Yeah.
No, but it's exploded recently in popularity, and there's lots of actually, like, interesting content online and in the truther movement, all kinds of stuff. But flat earth is one of these ideas that's popped up. And I think it's a confusion based on everybody realizing like this society they thought functioned one way functions in a totally different way.
Right.
Whether or not it's true, and again, I'm not coming down on it, but the point I had to make was I don't think it's the right focus right now. It distracts everybody and divides everybody.
Right.
And what it does is it creates people who are like, you know what, the 9/11 thing, it is weird that in this war for 20 years, then look into it, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're seeing like these flat earthers, and they're going, well, I know that's crazy, right? Now, I'm just saying they think it's crazy. They've been, taught one thing, that's too many paradigm shifts to try and hit people with. The other thing about the flat earth movement, it's really about gravity, and they're not coming at that angle first. You have to disprove gravity. Like, it's not really about the surface of the earth. Yeah. They don't believe in gravity too, and they have this like, this system that it's not elegantly cohesive. It's like this one-off system. They don't even have a background like why. Like, I want to know why this firmament is there. Like, it's just like biblical. So what I'm saying is you're going to turn off a lot of like science-minded people, skeptical people who just aren't going to accept this right now. And we have really important things to get to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, there are really important conspiracies that are like, they're so much deeper and darker than anybody could have imagined.
Right.
And this is the time right now, I think, to really look at the state for what it is. And ask yourself, do you know what it is?
Yeah.
And I don't think people do.
No.
And it's scary. No. It's so scary for people. They're turning to these ideas. Look, guys, if it's true, we can talk about that. Okay? And these people that want to get spiritual constantly, we're in like, Satan's like taken over the earth and all this kind of stuff, right? Look, whatever these demons or aliens, etc. are, like, they need human beings to function.
Yeah.
So we need to get a hold of the human beings in this human reality that we're in first. Really That's the first thing we need to focus on. Then it'll be easier to like look for evidence for other things like after
we have
that.
to start with that.
Right. But right now, you're hitting too many paradigm shifts at once for people.
Right.
They're not going to understand that. It's already going to be really tough for them to understand something like 9/11. But you can have a hope with 9/11. Like, there's actually, I mean, it's just so obvious at this point. 20 years? This thing that was justified and on WMDs, like weapons of mass destruction, right? Mm-hmm. That we then knew weren't found, like, right?
No.
And that was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but 600 billion, like, to fight over there, like, and to mess with people and to hurt people and to kill tens of thousands of people. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Like, people need to wake up. Like, it's not whether it's a conspiracy or not. Like, it's already a conspiracy.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people don't see this.
Yeah,
like, I don't need the coincidences. I don't need the like, it showed up in like The Simpsons or whatever. No, I just made that up. But like,
maybe
it's already a conspiracy, guys.
Yeah.
The state hates you. The elites think they're gods, and so do you, and that's the problem.
That's the conspiracy. That's what conspire. They're conspiring. Yeah, it's actually real.
It's unbelievable. Like, look, I know this system at one time made sense, but we're just humans, and there were all these conspiring humans. Like, what else would they be doing up there? Especially when we're not skeptical.
It's easy to get away with anything if you're not skeptical at all. That's just like, it's perfect. It's the perfect setup. We have to be critically thinking about things all the time. If we're not, then they can just do anything literally right under our noses and give us a stupid explanation that's not even like a real explanation. It's just sort of like, oh, that sounds good. I think like with 9/11, they were counting on the shock factor before we actually started thinking about, okay, what does this all mean? Because it said, let's go invade. What they basically didn't they invade Iraq, but it was like Afghanistan. That was they were treating all of them like they were the same place almost. Like I was a kid, so I could be wrong.
And they're not the same place.
It's just sort of like, let's just go over there and
like that's literally what the level I'm at now.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling people like Palestine, like Iraq, like those are different places.
Oh, that's
Syria, Iran. It's like I'm telling people those are different locations. Like that's at the level. That's the level, guys.
Get your facts right.
600 billion, 700 billion. What's it matter? What's it matter, guys? It's your money.
Right.
It's your stolen money.
So that's what it comes down to. Get your facts right. Wouldn't you like to be skeptical and at least know that you got your facts right before you go making a decision on anything?
Exactly. Just make sure if you're going to spend that much money, why are we doing such a bad job? Why is terrorism on the rise? Mm-hmm. We can't ask. If you can't ask that question, it's a superstition. It's a religion.
Right. So
like this whole thing is. So separation of church and state should have canceled out the state itself.
Yes.
I'm on such a tangent right now.
No, I was going to bring it back.
Ridiculous.
I was going to bring it back because we were talking about flat Earth. So what you have happening is that like all these other conspiracy theories they're being revealed and things that we thought were true weren't. So I feel like there's automatically a jump towards, oh well, the Earth is definitely flat then because we've been told that it's round. First of all, that's unrelated to the other stuff. This is just something having to do with the nature of our planet rather than just the nature of our society. Those are two different things. So grouping them together first.
Great point.
But what we see online, thank you. But what we see online,
and let's go after the social part first, so we can get a hold of that.
Right, that's what you were saying. Like you're skipping steps almost. It's like, well, first,
and unless there's like a really good reason, like if you have awesome evidence that you can reveal that's gonna like unleash a flood of like people waking up to this or something.
Yeah.
But unless it's going to help, like be a little strategic about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what you see happening and what you were seeing happening with the flat earth thing that you didn't think was in good taste and very just being bad form, so to speak, was that you'll have somebody who just believes in flat earth still, and then you have all these people who don't, but they don't even have good arguments. They're just being mean. They're just like, oh, you're so stupid for believing them. Like, that's not an argument.
Yeah.
Like, back it up. You gotta back it up.
Great point.
Yeah.
Because...
That's how...
And that's why it looks like a psyop to me, because, there's these people out there then going, like, oh, they're so stupid, the flat earthers, ha ha ha. And then you look at the comments under a video like that, and it's like, oh, all these conspiracy theorists must be crazy and stuff. See, that's what they're doing. They're using the flat earth thing to make people that are like, you know what, that does seem weird about 9/11. And then they look into it and like a flat earther's like, guys, the firmament and stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, it's like, this is crazy town.
Yeah.
That's just that's how they're taking it. So you want to think about that.
Yeah. But that was
Good point.
That's part of this whole thing. It's how it relates. It's like if we're gonna pick things apart, you have to actually pick it apart. You can't just we're just back. If you're just telling somebody they're stupid, you're not actually getting to the answer.
Exactly.
It's just the same back and forth as if we're arguing about whether or not 9/11 happened. It's just sort of like we're all just pointing fingers at each other instead of just looking at everything and saying,
man, that's exactly right.
That's an interesting point. Here's why I think this. You approach it so well. You have people that you know, and I don't know how many people I know that are questioning the earth. And you're always just saying like, well, okay, I have some evidence to show that this is why it's round, but I want to see what your evidence is and everything we've looked at so far.
Well, I just wanted to explore it. I was like, hey, I don't know for sure, like, myself. That's like, how do I know? So I got really into thinking of, like, ways I could prove one way or the other, completely objective, in a way that I wanted to show, and I still haven't found. I have a few answers and a few things I want to check out that people have emailed me that I'm looking into, and I'm slow on it. But, I want to see. I want to know for myself. You know,
Yeah.
I want to do the equations myself and sit down and understand how it
If
works.
you really care about the truth, you don't care what the outcome is. You just want to know what it is.
Right, and you like the process too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta like the process a little bit. You know, enjoy it. It's like people are so, that shows it's superstition that they've like arrived, they need that truth first. They need it to be true.
Yeah.
And then they go from there.
That's the key. They need it
Like,
to be
you don't need
true.
anything to be true. We just don't know anything.
We're all like that. I do that.
Guys,
we do that with
here's
everything.
the secret. We don't know anything. We haven't even started
know nothing.
the project of humanity.
Yep.
Those people that do videos disparaging the flat earthers,
Yeah. Oh,
which
yeah,
also
yeah.
really annoys me. So that too, you can see how like this psyop is working, because now you have more division,
Yeah.
right? And everybody's just kind of given up on finding the truth. That's what they want. Division and chaos. So, but these people like making fun of the flat earthers as being stupid, like I think that's stupid to just go with the establishment. A lot of the arguments are like, oh, haha, look how stupid they are. Or like, look how silly this part is. Or like, you're going
not a good
after
argument.
you're going after their character, which is a bad argument. And
Yeah.
sort of like a cornerstone of like bad arguments that I see all the time and all over the place now.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, don't do that then. If that's like, that's a red flag for like someone who doesn't have a good answer. Again,
Right.
enjoy the process. You can be kind of like, you can have fun about it and make fun of people a little and have jabs if people are open to it. But like, be smart, like more like a Greek, like a Socrates like dialogue.
I was just
That's clever
thinking of
with some
that.
clever insults in there, rather than just like, this is why you're a stupid poopy head, and like that's a dumb argument,
Yeah,
you know,
it was
and it exposes you. Also, there's a lot of arguments from authority that I see in there, which kind of gives away that you're like being authoritarian a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a stupid
Yeah.
argument, like
Yeah.
argument from authority. Like, no, again, enjoy the process.
Right.
You're showing you're being lazy and superstitious yourself and saying like, haha, we have this figured out. Like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't have discovered this because you don't think.
Right.
Use your brain. Like, get into how did they do it? I gotta know myself. When I heard this, I'm like, I have to know myself.
Yeah.
How do I not know this? That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you should be
yeah.
embarrassed if you can't like figure this out yourself. We should all know this stuff.
Right.
And why the heck didn't school like have us do this stuff? Like, do it
have
ourselves.
they
taught us how to be smarmy. They taught us how to
It's
go.
trickery.
Yeah, exactly. They
You know?
taught us how to go like, oh, stupid people don't believe that or something like.
It was Socrates. Speaking of Socrates, it's funny you said this. It was Socrates.
So I'm
who
the only
said that-
rational one.
It was Socrates who said that strong minds discuss ideas
Mm-hmm.
and weak minds discuss people. And what he means by that is that the weak-minded person are the kind of people, sorry, no offense on these, but you're not weak-minded, you can do better than this. But if you're just like pointing fingers and shaming somebody and not making a good argument, you're just shaming the person, which
Mm-hmm.
means you're just focusing on that person. You're not focusing on the idea that needs to be discussed at
exactly.
hand. And that's what he meant by that
Mm-hmm.
quote. And he's totally right.
Yeah.
You see too much of that. You see so much person shaming all the time. It's like that's how weak we're letting our minds become. We're not. We've lost our complete sense of the whole idea.
Right. The like holistic
Picture.
thing. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just look at like bits. Well, we'll leave it there because I think that's like a great place to end it. So,
Yeah.
So thanks, guys, and I think this was fun. We'll be doing this more,
Yeah.
and maybe even like live streaming. But
I was
like.
just thinking that.
Okay. Bye.
Peace. Bye.